Hello everybody, it is Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and I appreciate y'all joining. So give me a half a second to refresh my screen over here to the left. That would be stage left. And then we will get started once I'm sure that we are, transmitting and stuff. All right, it looks like we got some folks coming, so we'll hang tight for just a half a second. I realized today I need some more blender pens. I keep bleaching my blender pens. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Going to be doing some bleaching. Hey, Donna. Hi, Karen. How are y'all? Hello, Patricia. Appreciate you joining me tonight. We've got Amy's Ink and Crew team meeting at 8 o'clock, which is why we are an hour earlier than normal. So I appreciate that. I know it's kind of hard for some folks. They're trying to do dinner and get with their families. Hey, Patty Joe. Hi, Jacqueline. Glad that you were able to make it as well. Hi, Julie. Hi, Rosie. Glad that you were able to come. Oh, it's not warmer in South Dakota. I don't even believe you. Hi, Nancy. Yes, we did. We had the best time in Orlando. I'm ready to go back and spend just a week. I had such a nice time with Amy and the ladies. It was really wonderful. Hi, Gina. Or Jenna. I'm sorry. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Amy. All right, I know you need to get kids in the tub before the meeting. Yay! Hey, Sandra. Nice of you to join. You may hear the squalling cat in the background. It's her new thing. I'm not really sure why, but she just sits in the middle of the hallway and yells for no apparent reason. I think she might be sundowning. I think that's a thing. So anyway, this is the card. I gave you kind of more than a sneak peek this morning. I gave you the full up peek. So, ooh, Rosie, all the way into the 40s. The snow melted. Well, it's practically summer. I hope you still have your summer shorts and t-shirts available to wear. But this is the card, and it's got a couple of different techniques in it that we're going to play with. We're going to do some bleaching. We're going to do some embossing. And we're going to do some blending and some fussy cutting. So let us go ahead and get started. If you don't recognize this sentiment, it is from Pleasant Pheasants, one of our bestest fall Thanksgiving stamp sets. Thank you, Linda. Yes, Karen, I am in fact in her seat. That's true, but that's not her problem. Hey, Janie, thank you. No, her problem is she's old. She's like 15, and I think she's still looking for Leo, which I have to not think about because that makes me feel bad. So anyway, we're just using the sentiments from this set today. I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. Okay, it's only a couple of years old, but it's in the annual catalog. It's Colorful Seasons and the matching seasonal layers thinlets to help me out. All right, so let's get started. I've done a little bit ahead because we have a lot to do and I have a hard stop time just before 8 so I can be on our meeting. So we're going to get started. The card cuts will all be in the blog tomorrow, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm going to set this aside. I've done a little pre-cutting. I've got a couple of mats for our card front and inner liner. This is crushed curry. I've got my envelope ready to be decorated. And then I have a Cajun Craze card base. I've got a Whisper White panel for the inner liner, and then I have a couple of pieces that will make our card front. So this is Toil and Trouble. Remember, Toil and Trouble is not just, hey, Karen, glad you could join. Hi, Donna. Hi, Kathy. How are you today? Don't forget, Toil and Trouble is really kind of a Halloween DSP, but it's got this wonderful pumpkin DSP design. So if you haven't done all your Thanksgiving cards yet, this would be a good time. Pull this out. We are going to use this behind this piece. Now this is a piece of early espresso cardstock. Let me tell you the order of go here. The first thing you do is with a slightly larger than you need piece of cardstock, emboss it in the woodland teeth. Step 1. Step 2, cut it down to your card front size. So I trimmed it down to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. All right. And then I took a squares layering framelit, and this is a 2 1/8 inch square. And I set it on the card front like so. And then I ran it through the Big Shot. and that created my triangular frame, which you can't really tell. That's not a triangle. No, that's a diamond. My diamond frame, you can't really even tell it anymore once you get all the decorations on, but I promise this is what it looks like underneath. Okay, so we're going to do two things. First off, that we need to give ourselves a second to do. You remember, hi Barbara, hi Sue, hi Lenny. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I did some painting of actually this same exact stamp set. You'll recall I embossed this pheasant image in gold or copper, can't remember now. And then I used some bleach and an old blender pen to color the pheasants. And wherever I touched with the bleach, it, well, bleached it and went down into the lighter color underneath. So it was a way to color this image. So I thought it would be fun to try something with an embossing design. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip, this is just regular old bleach. Well, this is lemon scented because that's how I roll. Lemon scented bleach. And you don't want to do this like in a closet, okay? Or in your car. Because, you know, fumes. And then everywhere that there is like bark marks and my branches, I'm just going to tap and kind of color with the bleach. I'm basically coloring with the bleach. Okay, just like that. So it may be hard for you to see, but I am essentially outlining the trees with as light a touch as I can do, because I don't want it to be huge. I don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, somebody lightened that with bleach. No, I just want to call out the marks that I made with my embossing folder. Okay, so this actually takes a little minute, and on reflection, I probably should have done all of it except a little bit so that I wasn't trying to color everything, but you'll just have to listen to me yammer and ramble, yeah? Now, before we get done, I don't know if you've been following my blog. Now, how many of you guys follow my blog on top of following me on Facebook, which I assume is part of how you know that we're doing this every Sunday, or that we're not, as the case may be, on certain Sundays. If you have been watching my blog, today in particular, I'm just turning it upside down because my right-handedness really wants to work this direction. I have in my possession and close at hand the new Stamp-N-Lingers bag and the Craft and Carry tote. Now, the Stamp-N-Lingers bag is going to be available to customers. I'm assuming, I see stuff moving over here. So are you guys talking? You do? Okay, hey, good. You are following me, so thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. You guys don't even know how much I appreciate that you follow me. So anyway, I've got both of those things, and I'll be very happy to share them with you. You know, you can get the Stamp-N-Lingers bag on the 5th of December, which is coming up so fast. So fast. It's crazy how fast it's coming up. Can you even believe it is practically Christmas of 2018? That is just craziness all the way around. Crazy, crazy. Now, the thing about this bleach is you can just keep going over all the parts until you get it as light as you want. And you'll notice I really haven't done a whole lot of dipping back into my little tub. But you can, and you can just keep doing it. You can start, can you see it starting to lighten up where I've already gone over? Yeah? Yeah. It's really kind of fun. It kind of brings it out, and everybody has a good time coloring, right? And it's not real persnickety. It's not like it just makes this ginormous, not like if you spill bleach on your jeans. Anybody ever done that? Mm-hmm. Anybody ever just splashed bleach on their jeans thinking that they were fine and it was okay, and then later they realized that their jeans were no longer jeanish, they were more like bleached-ish? Mm-hmm. Although I suppose that's kind of the thing now, isn't it? People actually pay extra for jeans that are like I would call semi-ruined. I don't understand that. I just don't understand. I don't understand. All right, I'm getting there, folks, I promise. I'm sorry. This was bad planning. Facebook Planning 101. I failed today. This is nice, clean, fun. I see what you did there. I see what you did. And yes, Kathy, it absolutely is always your favorite jeans. These days, my favorite jeans are just ones that I can wear. Oh, you guys, I got to tell you something. This is, okay, so this is something that you may or may not understand. Here in Georgia, well, anywhere where it's cold, Rosie, you know about, I'm sure you know about Carhartts, Rosie. Maybe you don't. If you're not a farming person, you might not know about Carhartts. Carhartts are a type of insulated winter gear. And I like them with bibs, so just straps over my shoulders. Wayne wears the full covers, which is everything, because he starts wearing them in about, end of September. Anyway, it was time to go back to covers, so I pulled out my bibs that I've had for years, and y'all, they don't fit. And I don't mean they don't fit because they're too little. I mean they don't fit because they are way too freaking big. Like so big I couldn't even wear them. Like last year when I wore them, they were big and I just wore them because they were still okay. But I couldn't even wear them. I simply couldn't wear them. So guess what I did wear? Yes, if you're thinking I wore my husband's bibs, you are correct. My little tiny skinny-butted husband, I am now wearing his Carhartt bibs. And I just cannot tell you how good that feels. There's just really no way for me to tell you how good that feels. Okay, I'm just saying, it really feels good. They actually fit. They're like comfortably comfortable. They're not little and I'm squishing into them. No, they actually fit. I was pretty well amazed. Kind of fell out of my chair when I put them on. Because I kind of hoped they'd fit because I needed them and it was cold. But I was surprised when they did. I'm not going to lie. Okay, now I have touched everywhere on here, I believe. But I'm going to set this aside for half a second so that it can, cook. Oh, what an awful problem. Yes, ma'am, it's an awful problem. It's an awful problem I'm planning on keeping. Okay, now, another little thing that we're going to do right quick like a bunny. So I'm going to take some solid white baker's twine, and with my dark pumpkin pie blend, I'm going to color it, okay? Now it takes just a second for it to dry, so we're going to do it ahead of time. Just so that I, can make my nice white paper look like I bled pumpkin on it. And if you're coordinated, you can drag it through there, which you can actually do like that. There we go. We're just going to color this up so that it's ready at the end of the card to do our embellishment. Now, I will tell you this actually does dry quicker than if you do it with your ink pad, but it still does require a moment or two to dry. I know this because I got pumpkin pie all over everywhere the other day when I did this. So now I'm going to just set that aside. Okay? Now, I have previously, before we joined, I have cut out a few leaves. Let me show you what we got here. Aw, thank you, Susan. Do I have a blender pen dedicated to bleach only? I did when I started, but now it seems like all three of my blender pens are either dedicated to bleach or I've been using them to paint with my shimmer paint. So it works really well. You can see this one has, you can see one of them has been used extensively for copper shimmer paint. This is a very nice way to paint. So when you have them that have kind of reached the end of their blending, you can use them to paint with. Okay, so what I did is I took the detailed leaf image from Colorful Seasons, and I stamped it twice in early espresso on some crushed curry, and then I cut them with the solid die. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color these right quick. I'm going to color one with pumpkin pie and one with Cajun craze, and we're just going to do a quick color. We're not too persnickety about it. We might be a little persnickety. I mean, you know, I'm not an outside the lines kind of girl. I'm just not. If there's lines, I tend to want to try to stay in them because I'm kind of a nerd. Kind of a nerd that way, just saying. Okay. So that was my light pumpkin pie, and now I'm going to go back right quick like a bunny. And you can see I'm using the brush end, and I'm just giving this a quick go along the ribs. And Sue is watching and probably cringing. It's almost like she didn't even teach me how to do this at our retreat. But, you know how it goes. Hey, Holly, how are you? Hey, Karen. More fun wording. Which one? Which one was my fun wording? Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to just color back again with my light. And you can see a little bit of shading happening, but I'm going to make it even more by taking my color lifter, and I'm just going to kind of go along the middle like that. And then I'm going to set it aside to think about what it's done. Okay, now I'm going to do the other one, the same exact technique, but this is going to be with Cajun craze. So I'll start with the dark, even though I meant to start with the light. So I'm just going to start with the dark, even though that's wrong. It doesn't really matter. But I do like to start with the light and go to the dark. Just saying. So we're just going to color that in. And then we're going to make the magic happen. Make the magic happen. All right. You guys all ready for Thanksgiving? I went and did what I hope will be the last of the shopping today. We're going to try to smoke a turkey. My friend is going to buy a turkey, and we're going to smoke it. Put that in your... What in the world? Nope, that was the light one. You know, I'm just goofy tonight, folks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, what I was telling you about the crafting bags. Man, I am all over the place. I'm sorry. Hey, you know what I bought today? I bought Dunkin' Donuts peppermint mocha coffee. When we were in Florida, Amy, the great enabler, taught me about Dunkin' Donuts. She was drinking tea, but I had their iced coffee, and man, it was good. So now I'm a Dunkin' Donuts convert. So now I've got this all colored with Cajun craze, and I'm going to go back with my lifter and just get a little bit of shading like that. See what it's done to the pumpkin pie? Those cap colors on blender pens confuse. I know. Phil Markowitz, hi, how are you, man? Don't tell anybody that I'm goofy, okay? Nobody at work needs to know that. All right, so you can see what the pumpkin pie leaf has already started to do. Everywhere I hit it with the color lifter, it's kind of making it, well, lighter there, and it's doing the same in the Cajun craze. So now watch what I'm gonna do. Don't cringe, everybody. Hang on. I'm gonna crumple up my leaves, get my iced coffee. Yes, because I wanted, Julie, the reason I didn't cut it from Cajun craze is because I wanted how it looks when it's colored on the crushed curry. Like that. So what I did is I just crumpled it up, and then I uncrumpled it. I decrumpleified it. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same to the pumpkin, or to the Cajun craze one. You have to be a little tiny bit careful that you don't squish up the stem too bad. Thank you, Phil. I have not tried the coffee from Chick-fil-A, Jean, but I know I like it from, I even went by there today and bought a big old thing of iced coffee, and I have iced coffee right at my house. Okay, so there's our two leaves, And then I also cut the detailed leaf twice from some copper foil. And then I used my new favoriteest thingy, and it's gone. Where's my, oh, there it is. What a dork. I cut 2 Cajun Craze berries from the Frosted Bouquet bundle, or thinlets, okay? So we have our elements ready. Let's pull our embossed panel back out. Hi, Anne. Now I'm going to just touch up some more because I've got some places that didn't take the bleach quite as much as I'd like. So I'm going to give them another little hit, and while I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm going to do a little fussy cutting. Cover your eyes, Amy. Cover your eyes. I'll just touch where I want it to be a little more. I don't know if you can tell it from the screen, but it is starting to look like a forest. All right. Okay, so let's let that set aside for a second, and then I'm going to cut a couple of pumpkins. I don't know if you remember that a couple of times ago I fussy cut out of my card front, so I wrote to fussy cut just so I would make sure I got the right one. So this is pretty basic fussy cutting right here, folks. Not too difficult. It's kind of a circle, but it's a good way to show you how I'm doing. If you can see what I've got my fingers supporting underneath the fulcrum of the scissors. And remember, when you fussy cut, you turn the paper, not the scissors. All right. And then turn the paper, not the scissors. And if you can get rid of some of that excess, it does help. Also, you can see I've got the paper pushed right up to the back of the scissors, right to the fulcrum. If you get out here, it's very, very hard to do. Now, sometimes when you get in little tiny places where you can't turn it without breaking your paper, you have to modify a little bit. But for the most part, this is how you want to fussy cut right here. Turn the paper with the paper clear back towards the back of the scissors. All right. See how quick that goes? Easy peasy. Nope, you are correct, Kathy. This can hardly be considered fussy. This is Amy Kunder's version of fussy cutting. And I'm not even sure she would do this if she could get away with it. Okay, we're going to cut una más. Una más. Alrighty. And then it's going to be time to assemblate our card, and it will go pretty quickly from there. This is one of those ones where there's like, okay, so do you guys cook? If you guys cook, you know there's a term called, and I'm going to butcher it because it's French, and I am not French, nor do I speak French, mise en place, which means essentially get all of your ingredients ready ahead of time. Very, very critical if you're stir frying, and I know you know that. So this is the card making version of that. Get everything ready, and then you can just have fun making stuff, right? All right. One last thing we'll do. Let's do a little stamping, shall we? Shall we do a little stamping? Let's make us a sentimente. Thank you, Patricia. See, I knew Amy would weigh in with, oh heck no, I'm not doing any fussy cutting. All right, we're going to get our Happy Thanksgiving, and we're going to stamp it in Cajun Craze. Make sure I've got it right side up. And then I usually will do one stamp just to see how straight everything is looking on a piece of, you see I made 2. I'm pulling it down to me so I have a chance of lining it up, okay? Drop off of there. I made 2 just in case I borked the first one, but I got lucky this time. Even a blind nut occasionally finds a squirrel. No, wait. I cracked myself up. I meant to say even a blind squirrel occasionally finds a nut. You know, I probably shouldn't have had that big old cup of coffee right before the video. I'm going to be asleep at midnight. Okay, so that's a pretty good start right there. I think that's going to be about right for our length. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Cajun, this is crushed curry. I'm going to take my crushed curry Stampin' Right marker and just edge it. So you can kind of see what this is mimicking. If you look at the template, you can see, remember we used a crushed curry matte. So this is kind of in lieu of a matte, but it gives that same kind of coloring throughout. All right. Easy peasy. All right, let's set that aside. And shall we get commensurated? All right, so first I'm going to take my piece of Toil and Trouble DSP, and it's just a little bit smaller than the card front so that I don't have to really worry about where it's going. No more caffeine for me. Do I have a secret for keeping stamps on the block? Well, if you notice, right here, there's no sticker. Now, we have new cling stamps coming. Now, cling stamps look exactly like these. They look like red rubber stamps, but now they will be called cling. And when you get the new stamps, the new cling stamps, the stickers that come with them will look very much like the stickers that come with the current red rubbers. But I can tell you from using them on stage, they stick. The reason I don't put my stamp, well, one, I'm too lazy. The second one is when you put the stickers on the current one, that really makes it hard to keep them on the block. So that is my current secret, is no sticker. With the new cling stamps, I can assure you that keeping your stamp on the block is not going to be a problem at all. What will be more likely a problem is getting the stamp off the block. So there you go. Now I'm putting the glue on the front here because this is the side I want showing, right? So I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue around the edges like so. And then I'm going to stick my card front on. And even though it is smaller, you do have to be sure you're, outside the lines. So there's how it looks. Not terribly critical because it's not really a geometric shape. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on my card front, on my mat, my crushed curry mat. All right. 7:30, we're doing good. Alrighty. You guys are probably thinking I'm wackadoo tonight. I'm headed to Huntsville tomorrow morning. Got to go for a meeting. I'll be back on Tuesday. The dog is already annoyed because he's seen the suitcase come out. Okay, let's get that down. All right, so then it comes down to starting to build your collage, okay? And I usually do a dry fit ahead of time. So I'll just stick everything on and see whether I like it the way I've got it. And then here's a little tip for you. Use your cell phone with its wonderful, wonderful camera. And I also will often set it on top of my card base because sometimes I like my elements to extend past the edge of the card front, but I don't want it to go too far because, then it's not so point. All right, let's see, and then we'll put a leaf here. You see, I didn't put any glue around the opening of my frame, so I can play with that a little bit. And it's a collage, so it can look a little bit messy. In fact, messy is kind of good in my world. Then I'm going to put one pumpkin right about here. And then thank you, Deborah. I loved how those turned out when I scrunched them up like that. It was like, duh, make it look bad. And then it looked good. The badder it looked, the better it was. And then this one will go like this. Oh, yes, I like it. I think that'll be fine. And then I'll have my bow, because this card just cries out for the double loop linen thread bow, doesn't it? Okay, what do you think? Do you like that? I think that looks good. I think that looks pretty good, except I think I'm gonna pull think I'm gonna put this on top of that, like so. Yep, yep, like so. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this off. And if I wasn't using my phone to video, I would be taking a picture of that before I disassembled it. And then I can use that photo, see, to be able to recreate the thing that I decided I liked in the first place, right? Okay, so let's do a little gluing and sticking, shall we? Little gluing and sticking. That's a crafting term. Y'all are here, so you're allowed to use it. Let's see, we'll just put a little bit, put him right there. And then we'll get one of our foil duties. A little bit of liquid glue. I did want to get done in time to show you those 2 craft totes, so let's get rockin', Mare. Let's get rockin', Mare. Stop your yakking and get rockin' and rollin'. Are you ready to rumble? Yes, definitely too much coffee. Good Lord. I probably won't go to sleep until, geez, 2 o'clock. It'll be time to get up and go to Huntsville by the time I get done laying there with my brain going 1,000 miles an hour. Good job, Mare. Good job. It's always important to never get any sleep. Okay, now we'll put this guy on. And I'm not being too overly concerned about where all the stems are going because I'm going to cover it with my my sentiment. But you do want to think about it because if it sticks out, I'll just have to cut it off a little bit. Not a problem. Not a problem. Oh, hey, you guys, on Wednesday, I'm going to show you the paper pumpkin kit. And oh my goodness. I hope y'all are paper pumpkin people, because if you're not, you missed out. This one is really awesome. I'm just going to say 2 words. Plaid and pines. Just saying. It is smack dabber-rooney in my wheelhouse. And it is beautiful. You're going to love it. So hopefully y'all are actually Paper Pumpkin subscribers and will have gotten it. But if not, you'll be able to buy it if they have extras and sell the kits. Okay, so I just tucked the pumpkin in there. All right, now I'm going to put my sentimente on. Here we go. Let's see, let's move this leaf a little bit. There we go. And every collage is different. It always ends up being a little bit different, right? And what I did there is I put a little bit of glue on that, and then I'm going to stick a dimensional under the top so that it's got a little bit of fluff. Except that one, I got him a little too close to the top. Come here. Come here. Come here, you bugger. There we go. Okay, like so. So he's got a little bit of pop. A little bit of pop, a-doodle-doo. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna make one of the double loop bows. Yeah, Jacqueline, good choice. Good choice. Thank you, Kathy. All right, here's the double loop bow. Gonna take 4 fingers. I'm gonna wrap around 4 fingers 4 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wrap around 2 fingers 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then pry your fingers out and cut it off. Push the 2 centers together and give 1 twist. Use your third hand to hold your loop. Cut a shorter length and tie it up. Tie it up. There we go. Gosh, I love these bows. I'm telling you, if I could figure out a way Maybe you already think I do use it too much. I can't help it very much. I'm sorry. All right, and then just play with it a little bit. This is my kind of bow where it's not supposed to look awesome, right? And you can just kind of pull them. You can see if it doesn't look like you're even, then you can just kind of pull it a little bit until it gets how you want. And if you got a little sticky up place, just trim that off. That's what scissors are for, folks. All right. That one didn't like it, did it? Didn't like that at all, did it? Okay, there we go. We'll get him cut off. What are you doing? What are you doing? The perversity of an inanimate object. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of liquid glue and adhere him right there, like so. And let him sit and think about it for a second. And then remember my pumpkin pie twine? Yeah, Karen, it's hard not to love those bows. Marianne, yes. The secret to a good bow is 16 or 27 ounces of iced coffee immediately before attempting to make it. All right, so I just made, this is a regular old bow with that white twine that I colored. Remember that? Remember? Do you remember? There we go. And then I'm just going to take another little dab-a-doo of liquid glue and put him right there. Now this is just a regular bow, so I actually do kind of want it to look right. Now just stay right there. And the trick with those is to leave it be for a minute, okay? So that it can get, it can adhere well. And I am busily looking for my pearls because of course I forgot to get a pearl out. 'Cause I'm a dork. 'Cause I'm a dork. Well, So just so you know, this is not the way to organize your embellishments. I'm just saying. I mean, you can certainly be like me and then you can't ever find anything. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is just take my dark pumpkin pie blend and color one of these pearls, one of the smaller-ish ones. And then I'm going to stick it right there, just like that. Okay, and that is the front. So we'll do a quick inside sentiment and we'll be ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to show you, I had somebody want to see about using the Stamp-O-Potamus to do clear or now cling stamps and line them up. So don't throw away your Stamp-O-Majig acetate because you're going to want it. And I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now, I have the magnet from Stampin' Storage, and I have the foam in here. So since I am using a cling or red rubber stamp, I'm taking the foam out. But leave the magnet, and then you'll be able to stamp right up in the corner, okay? So let me show you how to do this. I hope y'all are watching because this is fascinatingly fascinating. All right, put your cardstock up in the corner of the Stamparatus. Take your acetate and stick it in the same corner. Then take the stamp that you're trying to get aligned and eyeball it, okay? You're just using that calibrated eyeball to see about where you want it, okay? And then pick it up and ink it, and we're gonna use Cajun Craze. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Karen. Barbara, appreciate that. We're gonna use Cajun Craze and stamp your acetate. Now, that looks pretty straight. If it didn't, you know what? Let me just help that not look straight. Just a second. So let's just say that I really had not calibrated my eyeball recently. And so I put it on like that. Oh, look at how unstraight that is. Can you see it? obviously a fail, right? Clean off your stamp. And you can see that the first word needs to come down and this side needs to come up, right? So then you just clean off your acetate and straighten it up and do it again. Easy peasy. All right. Okay, and I still don't like that. I want it to be a little bit more centered. So just try it again. That's the nice thing about the acetate. You're not ruining any of your cardstock. All right, I'm going to take that. I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. What have I got on there? A little bit of glitter. Where did I get glitter? I haven't used any glitter. All right, and I'm going to do a second stamp just to kind of call that out a little bit. Perfect. Okay. And I'll clean off my stamp like so. And then I'm going to pick up my cardstock, hopefully without getting Cajun craze everywhere. And then I'm going to take my Colorful Seasons leaf, the detailed one, and we're going to stamp over the top of that with crushed curry, stamped off once. Okay. Stamp off once, and then just a quick stamp over the top of the sentiment, like so. And then you got to fix it because you pushed too hard on the thing. Or let me see what I can do about fixing that without fixing it, because I don't want to fix it. I don't want to. So I'm going to try something. At this point, it's not going to be sendable anywhere, so nothing I do now can hurt it, right? So I'm just going to see how a pearl looks on it. Look at that, folks. It hardly ever happens that I bork on camera, huh? Yeah, no, that's not going to fly. Pick that up off of there. All right, we'll just do it again, because that's how I roll. See, that's what the second side is for, isn't it? Now, isn't it? All right, you guys get you get a bonus round. You get a bonus round. Okay, I'm gonna do that again, and guess what I'm not gonna do this time? I'm not gonna push like I'm sending it to China. Nope. All right, so I'm just gonna lower this side. Pick it up and lower it a little bit. Wipe off my acetate. There's still plenty of ink on there to see what I need to see. Yep, there it is. See how I did that? Just lowered the side of the stamp and it was all good. Okay. Give that a go. And I think we'll do a second one. Like so. Pick that up, put it aside, and close the Cajun craze, because that is another smudge. Yep, that is why cardstock has two sides. Now, this time I'm not going to do it. You can't make me, okay? Don't. Y'all hold your breath. You ready? All right, here we go. Stamped it off once. And there we go. Nice. And I have a pearl on my fingernail. How nice. All right. We'll set him aside. While I have my stamp out and handy, let's fix our envelope while that dries. Some of those dark colors, remember, people, you got to kind of give it a second because it'll get all over like nobody's business. And I'm just going to stamp once on my envelope, turn it, and stamp again, and then do a second stamp over here like that. And that didn't work out, so I'll just fix it because I can see the outline. You You guys getting all sorts of lessons on how to fix boo-boos. Hey, boo-boo. There we go. Nobody will ever know if you don't tell them. Right? All right. We'll quick do our envelope and then put our card together and we'll be done. And I will show you the 2 bags if you want to see them. Y'all want to see them? And I've got some other occasions catalog goodies if you are interested in any of those. But I think we're going to run out of time. So I do want to show you those bags. All right. All right, here we go. Another little non-fussy cutting. My favorite kind of fussy cutting right here. Hardly able to make a mistake. I mean, I can. Don't get me wrong. I could make a mistake with this right now, but it would be, I'd have to go out of my way. It would be like I'd be going, yeah, I'm going to make a mistake because I'm a goofball. All right, so let's put our card together. And then we'll be done. And we'll look at those 2 cases right quick. I love the new craft and carry bag. Oh my goodness. You guys, it will hold the paper trimmer. The paper trimmer. Like without a problem. It will hold the paper trimmer. That is crazy. All right, so just use a little liquid glue. Now we'll put him inside our card base, which remember is Cajun Craze, with a little more liquid glue. My favoriteest adhesive ever. Well, you know, that doesn't count Stampin' Dimensionals, which is, of course, my favoriteest adhesive ever. But you can't really dimensionalize an inside liner. I mean, that would just be weird. Now, y'all, I'm just going to tell you straight up. I got a little smudge right there. I'm going to write a little note, and they'll never see it. It'll be like it never happened. If they don't know it, it didn't happen. Okay, how many dimensionals am I going to use? I'm pretty certain y'all know the answer. If you don't, this must be your first time. Don't even tell me. I know you all know. It's pretty obvious. I mean, hello. What other number would be the correct number? 4 wouldn't be enough. 12 would be too many. That would just be overkill. Hello. All right, here we go. The answer was 9, people. Come on. Unless you're estimating. What's with estimating? I don't understand how estimating is a thing we're teaching and dinging kids on estimating. I just don't get that. Okay, one thing I do like to do is be sure I'm putting it on right side up. Not to say I've ever done that. All right, and we'll get it kind of straight, sort of straight. Alrighty then. And there we go. There it is. A Pleasant Pheasant Thanksgiving card with coordinating envelope. Yay! Okay, I'm going to shove this stuff out the way. And I'm going to grab both of my cards so that I don't ruin them. All right. Okay. Bag number 1 is for your Stamps-Potamus. Here we go. Look how cute this is. It comes with a detachable shoulder strap. Can you see this? Maybe you can. Detachable shoulder strap and a happy little silver Stampin' Up! Logo. And then when you open it up, there is room to put your Stamp-O-Potamus with a plate on it in one side. And then you can put your extra plate or plates, if you have them, in the other side. Actually, it's probably the other way, but that's okay. You can put them all in there. This thing really holds quite a bit. And it'll even hold your small grid paper, just like that. And then close that to hold it securely. Close it up, zip it, zip it, zip it, and you're ready to rock. Oh, and you can also take your Stampin' Dimensional covers with you. Static is hard. Okay, but this is just the beginning, because look here. You ready? Whoa! Let me see if I can raise this up, you guys. Hang on just a second. No, I can't because I have it all tightened down. And I don't have the capability to loosen it up. So you're going to just have to cope, okay? I'm sorry. When you get this, it's all kind of folded up in a bag. You have a nice little luggage tag that you can actually detach with that ring. And you get the bag separate, and then in a separate little bag are 4 dividers. These 2 little ones right here, and then the 2 full-size ones that go from end to end. And you just put them inside the bag with Velcro strips that are attached to the bag lining. You can see there are pockets galore on the inside. Plenty of room. Y'all maybe didn't believe me about the Stampin' Trimmer, but take a look-see. Hang on a sec. Look at this. You ready? And I'm pretty certain that you could even put your Stampopotamus in there if you didn't have the Stampopotamus bag. Although why you wouldn't get the Stampopotamus bag, I don't know. I just think you need a Stampopotamus bag. Just throwing that out there. But I'm pretty certain that you could fit that right in the side, just like that. It also has a shoulder strap. Look on the outside, you've got more pockets. These will hold Stampin' Blends very easily, upright like that. You can store your ink pads, not store. Store is not the right word for ink pads. This will carry your ink pads, but remember, ink pads want to be stored flat. So only use these if you need to carry your crafting supplies somewhere, like if you go to a class, or if you just want to go to, oh, I don't know, the Dunkin' Donuts and drink coffee and maybe eat a donut and craft with some friends. On this side, it's got a long, big envelope zipper. And let's see, what else should I show you? I think that's about it. But this, I'll tell you what, if you go to my onto my blog, you'll see the video that I posted from Stampin' Up. The dude takes out about 7,000 stamp sets, 4.2 million ink pads, and all of his tools. This will hold a bunch, and it doesn't get all bulgified. It's just a perfect bag. It's made out of like ripstop nylon, so it's really sturdy. I do think you could even wash it if you needed to. Not that I would ever get a bag dirty. That's just not even going to happen. But it's pretty, and it's got the logo on it. It's nice colors, kind of a, oh, I don't know, this looks like pool party to me. And some navy and kind of an off-white. So this is a great bag. How can you get this bag, you might ask? Well, if you're a demonstrator, you can order it right now as a pre-order. If you are a customer, then come celebration time, we are going to have, as always, an awesome joining special. And you'll have 2 options for your starter kit. One of the options will be to buy the usual starter kit for $99, and you will then get the normal $125 worth of goodies plus an additional $50. So for $99, you're going to get $175 worth of product during celebration only. Or you can pay another $30 and you can get the $175 worth of product plus this craft and carry tote. Or if you just can't wait, you can join right now and then you can buy it and pre-order it like I did. All right? Okay, so this is the bag. It is awesome. You're gonna love it. Lori, do check out my blog and let me know when you're ready to sign up and get this little goodie for yourself. So I'm going to sign off now so that I have time to get a drink and then sign into Amy's Ink and Crew meeting. And I will see you next Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay? See you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.